Well, it is Thursday once again, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Red Baron. I am from the unveradvantage.chat. And of course, we use charts from fibicharts.com. And it is Thursday, so this is Woo Woo Chat on Thursdays. So some of you guys that are new to our live stream, we've been adding all kinds of new people here this week. I want to apologize up front. My voice is really, really weak here because I took some medicine and it's like swallowing liquid barbed wire. So if my voice gives out, you'll have to kind of forgive me a little bit here. So I'll kind of muddle through. So we're going to do a really quick show here. I had planned on doing some pre-recording and stuff like that, but just things get away from me here, so the show must go on. So we'll go ahead and do a really quick, short live thing here. And so on the phone with me, as usual on Thursdays, I've got the lovely and talented Veronica Jane. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm great. How are you, sir? You said you're having a hard time, but we're rooting for you.
I tell you, so everybody knows, I'm sure a lot of people already know, I've got gallstones, and so I took this stuff called Stonebreaker. I had been waiting for it to come in on Amazon. It was like the pill form, and I thought, I can't make it because my back was killing me, and so I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and go get this liquid stuff at the health food store, and in my infinite wisdom, I thought, well, no need to dilute it with water. I'll just go ahead and just take a dropper of this in the parking lot. And this was like 5 hours ago. I swear to God, I have never had anything more vile in my life. So I've had 3 shots of cinnamon whiskey. I've had 2 bottles of water and about 3 things of Diet Pepsi. I cannot get the taste to go out of my mouth. So I'm struggling right now. It's better than it was this morning. So bear with me here. So give me just a couple of seconds here. We're waiting for some people to file in the chat and we'll get started. So you guys, right now, what we usually do while we're blasting out to social media, we usually turn off the mic here, so if you don't hear anything, just hang tight. I'll be with you in just a second. Okay, seems to be kind of a slow night tonight. I don't see my usuals aren't filing into the stream here. Hang on just a second. If you guys are here, give me a 5-5 and let me know you're in here because I'm not seeing anybody in the chat. There we go. Now I'm seeing everybody filing in. How you doing, guys? Okay, so Thursday night. So let me. I'm sorting through this right now, so just bear with me here. I'm just kind of making this up as I go along here because my throat is just absolutely killing me. My back is feeling a little bit better in my kidneys, but it's just moving from one thing to the other. So I'll you guys that listen to my live stream for you must say, what is wrong with that guy? Every time he gets on the air, something new is falling apart. He loses his voice, his kidneys are bad. It's just like that's the joy of being me. I'm a work in progress. So all right, so let's take a look at Bitcoin. So you guys have anything you want to talk about world events? Please go ahead and throw it in the chat. And we'll bring it to our attention. We'll see if we can address it because I haven't been all that well read on what's going on this week. If you guys have some questions about what's going on in the world, I'll be monitoring the chat as Veronica talks. But we'll go ahead and get straight to the crypto. I'll make this a fairly short show because my voice is probably not going to last past about 5 or 6 of these things. So let's go ahead and take a look at things right now. So Bitcoin, here we are basically waiting for, now that we're out of November, we're waiting for... wait for the big blast off here. So it's any minute now, guys. I'm really expecting that we're going to be seeing some big stuff here pretty soon. And as I said, we've predicted to be the start of this to be before Christmas. So the window is closing rapidly. So let's take a look here right now currently. So Veronica, let's start with Bitcoin. What do you see Bitcoin doing right now? So let's start same as we always do. Could you locate the coin known as Bitcoin? The cryptocurrency known as Bitcoin.
Okay, I've got it.
Can you give us a high price between now and Christmas Eve of this year?
Okay, looks like there's a little bit of a range. So
do you want the current price?
56,240, right?
Yep.
Thereabouts. second. Find out, is it going to go higher or lower? See, lower, higher, higher or lower. From here, it'll go higher. So 56. I'm breaking at 63, so around 62 and change.
62.
Looks like a high 62.
All right. So we're looking at probably right about where some resistance is at. So, and that's before now and Christmas, huh? That's the high.
Yeah, I'm not getting much more than that.
You know, that kind of seems to be about where we were last time we checked in on this on your call and you did with me on the regular show. Not that impressive of a gain between here and Christmas, which makes me kind of wonder if maybe the big gains we're expecting might be on into the next year. So we'll continue on with this and see if that's going to be a trend. But it's kind of feeling like that's the truth.
Yeah, I would love to see it higher. Believe me.
All of us would. All of us would. All right. So I want to take a look at Ethereum. We don't spend much time looking at Ethereum. So could you locate the coin known as Ethereum?
Okay, I've got it.
And same question. Could you give us a high between now and Christmas Eve?
Okay. Is it going to go up or down from here? Let's find out. It's going up. Okay. So about 4,500 is where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
45, so 46, 47. It's breaking at 48.
48.
Yeah, that's the top of it. So somewhere below 48.
So that's going to put it at about 50% of a velocity move. So yeah, it's quite possible. We do have some support and resistance at that. So again, nothing too dramatic going to happen between now and Christmas. That's kind of disappointing for a lot of folks, I imagine. So
It would be nice if there was a little bump somewhere.
let's take this one out a little bit further because I know that's always the question. I don't want to leave anybody wanting more here. Let's take this out into the first quarter of next year. What do you see? Same question.
The quarter is about 3 months, so tell me where in the quarter we're going to land.
Let's say January, February, March, the end of March.
So by the end of March, what's the highest?
Yes.
Okay. For Ethereum. All right. So it's going to go up. Wait a minute. Hold on. It's breaking at 5,000. So it's got to be about 4,900.
Still 3 months out. Oh, 4 months out, actually 3.5 months out.
Mm-hmm.
Man, oh man. Okay. Dare I go out further than that? I hate to.
You're just going to be fishing.
Pretty much, yeah. I think we'll leave that for another show. I'll just leave that right there where it sits, and let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. So let's see if we can find. I want to try something a little differently here. So I do want to pick a couple of different ones than we normally do.
Okay.
So I've been we've got a couple new additions to Platinum Pro, which is our upper level. So we have a new coin known as RMRK. And this is not one I think I've talked to you about or you've heard me mention. So
No.
this is one that Red Bear brought to me, and I took a look at it. My group took a look at it, and we're like, yeah, that's got some potential. So currently we're at $53 on this. So could you please locate the coin known as RMRK? And let's do this out the first or the end of March next year. There's no sense in going short term on this. Give us the high between now.
March next year?
Yep. Between now and March next year.
We're saying it's 53 and change right now.
Correct.
Let's see if it goes up or down. getting that it goes up. See if it goes up more than 50 cents here, because that'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at 53. I see a long arrow with a giant arc, so that's kind of nice. 53. The high for the next by March. I'm seeing 72. Hold on. But I'm breaking at 71.
I'm just going to make a note on the chart. So, all right. All right. Well, that one's probably got the most potential. And the reason, so some of you guys are probably wondering, why is he picking March? We're a little bit unsure about what's going to be happening, but a lot of us tend to think, and Veronica's in this as well, but we're not very clear on this. Something's going to be happening, what would you say, about the 9th to the 12th, right in that range?
Yeah, about January 9th is what I keep getting.
If you had to hazard a guess, what would you say it is?
Okay, I see myself sitting on the couch in a blanket, looking at the TV, drinking hot chocolate, shaking my head, going, what a mess.
Just like every other day?
Well, you know what? I don't watch TV every other day, but this is it seems like whatever it is already kind of cooking, and it feels like it's something that's somewhat, I don't want to say man-made, but it feels a little bit man-made. Oh, yeah. It doesn't feel like a natural disaster. It looks messy, and it looks like it's a bunch of slimy green snot. So it's very icky. It's icky. That's what it is.
Okay.
And most people think it's just gross, and they're just like, what a mess.
Okay.
Like, they don't even want to deal with it. What a headache. I can't believe this is going on. Like, yeah.
I think we're all, after 2 years of this, we're all about done with a whole lot of it, to be real honest. I am, for certain.
Yeah. It's just icky.
Yeah.
So far. If I see more, I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I want to go a couple others here. So ALBT is another one that we haven't focused on yet. ALBT is currently on a decline, but I'm tending to believe that that's temporary. We had a really good run up on it, and then we're pulling back. I think we're ready for a turnaround here pretty quick. So locate ALBT.
Alrighty.
Current price is 66 cents.
Okay. A little bit of a decline. Okay. ALBT. Is it going to go up or down from where it is by what day?
By end of March. Let's just keep all these by end of March. That way we got a little bit of a window.
Okay. Is it going to go end up on the upside or downside by March? It says the upside from where it is. Okay, so that's something. The high price by March, we're at 67 cents now. So let's go. It's breaking at $1.15, so somewhere between $1.10 and $1.15.
Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. So these are roughly about 40 cent. Yeah, well, not 40%, but around there, pretty respectable. 30 to 40% so far on the ones that have done. So that's not too bad. Okay. Let's see what else. So obviously we want to go ahead and get. I want to do crypto. I'm going to hop around here, guys. So I'm sorry if I'm passing your favorite coin. So I'm just going to be random here about this. Trying to mix it up so everything's everybody's got their own favorite coins and stuff like that. We don't want to hit the same ones every single time. I want to hit the ones that are newsworthy and the ones that are emerging, and obviously the hot ones. So locate crypto.com, the token CRO, crypto.com.
CRO.
And that was the subject of a lot of promotion when we were in Las Vegas, and huge billboards up and down the strip and everything else. It was crazy. Currently, it's at 68.5 cents. It's on a bit of a pullback right now.
Let me look at the symbol real quick. Put my glasses on for that. Okay, I see it. All right, let me locate it. Let's see if it's going to go up or down by March. It does want to go up from where it is by March. 69 cents now. We're looking for the high.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's breaking at 95, but I'm seeing like 92, 93.
92, 93.
I see this one can do something else, like I see another jump up, but it's a faded line. So collective conscious, like the collective conscious of humanity and all the investors, it looks like they may, depending on something that's happening or what's going on in their minds, may turn their attention back to this one and give it a bigger pump.
Yeah, because if we're at 92, we're not really cresting all-time high.
No, but there's a secondary line in there with a large swell, but it's very dim and grayed out. It's not solid.
Now that could possibly be what they call a scam wick, which is just a run up real fast and then a pull back down. So that's entirely possible. We haven't seen that with crypto.com yet, but it can happen. It's prone to happen with any crypto. But my 2 cents worth looking at this is we've had such a slow, steady growth and stuff like that. I would expect this to continue, but to plateau off for the next 2-3 months and stuff like that would indicate to me that crypto.com has got enough people and they've cut back on their advertising. Let's take this a different step. What do you see? Do you see a lot of what would be the best way to ask this question? How do you see the publicity, or what do you see for publicity for the next 3 months for crypto.com? Do you see that they're cutting back on it, or do you see that this was what we just experienced on around Vegas time? Do you think that's pretty much it, or do you think they're going to fade back a little bit? Was it just a one hard push?
No, it feels like that someone's in the boardroom going, we have to do this and this and this, and they're chatting it up really hard, and they're pushing it really hard, and they have like a lot of personal emotion into this, whoever's pushing for this behind the scenes, almost like hysterically. And even the people they're working with are like, dang, calm down. I see a few more fireworks going off, and I see someone putting it on their shoulders and like just with their own personal energy being a big push into this, but it's a lot of fanfare.
Right.
A lot of fanfare, sparklers, fireworks. It looks like it's getting a little bit heavy on them, this big push, and it's causing some fatigue. So I don't think it can last.
Okay. Just for fun, because I am invested in this, as a lot of people are in the group. I see this kind of being probably the most realistic competition that Coinbase has, and it deserves to have competition. So I'm kind of rooting for the little guy in this. Let's go out to the end of 2022. What can you see for the high between now and the end of 2022?
Hold on, let me walk down the calendar. Okay, I'm also seeing like a very large rock formation, like it looks really solid and big with a lot of layers to it.
Right.
So that's good. You know, it looks solid. Going out to 2022, you're looking for a price?
Yep. By year end, high by year end of 2022.
Okay. Are we looking at, I'm going to talk to myself for a little bit here, guys. Let me see in terms, they're going to go up or down by the year end from where it is. Yep, definitely going up. which chart do I need to use? Which side? Which side? Really? Okay. All right. Price by the end of the year. I'm getting. I'm getting like mid-30s, like dollars.
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Little soon to be releasing this information publicly, but we use automated intelligence software to predict probabilities of prices at FibbyCharts.com, and that does not shock or surprise me based upon what I'm seeing. That's why I'm asking with such interest, is because I imagine that this is going to go to a point where it's going to hit mainstream, it's going to go hyperbolic, and I would imagine that to happen around about the middle of summer.
Okay.
So you're,
I believe you.
So you're saying about what, 30?
Mid-30s, but let me see if I can kind of narrow that down. Oh, looks like it's closer to like 36.50
as a high for the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks like it's really a solid. Maybe that's what that rock face meant, is that it's kind of more of a solid number.
Okay.
Let me see what the collective conscious is doing. Okay, hold on.
Sure.
This is the mind of all the investors and people that are interested in it. They're looking over the horizon, scanning the horizon. It looks like they're landing their ship on the shore. It's kind of weird, because usually when you look over the horizon, you're looking in the distance, but they're looking over the horizon, and immediately their boat is bumping into shore. Like it's a look and then a jump. And everyone's jumping out of the boat onto the island, running around and exploring the beautiful tropical island. It's a very short little jump.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not looking over the horizon like, oh, where is it? Where is it? And it's a long journey. It's not a very long journey at all.
Okay. All right. Well, that doesn't surprise me. It just basically validates my feelings on it. Okay. Another one, persistence. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna talk about persistence. Persistence is one that's been. I don't remember if you had any say about that in our last discussion or not. But XRPT.
Okay. Someone had mentioned that to me. I haven't even had a chance in my personal life to take a look at it to see how that.
Yeah, I've mentioned to you a couple of times, but I haven't myself been. I don't own any of it, and I've been watching it. Been watching it slowly decline and stuff like that. It had a huge run up with all the push that it had from certain personalities, and then it's. I think it's just kind of suffered from lack of enthusiasm and just a slow slide back. But I think eventually it's going to get where it needs to go. So what do you think for this?
Okay, let me see what the symbol looks like so I can kind of connect to it.
It's basically just a P with a line over top of it.
A P with a line?
Yeah,
like Paul?
Like the letter P. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a black square, white capital letter P with a red line across the top of it.
Okay. What's the price right now?
Current price is $7.37.
Okay, let's find out. Does it go up or down? What are we doing, March?
Yeah, let's do March and let's do the end of the year.
Okay. Okay, it does look like it's going up by March. Don't feel like it's going up real high, but let's take a look. So it's 737. Okay, 737, 37, 37, 40. Like maybe $10.05. I'm breaking it like right at $10 there.
$10 by March 22nd, or by end of March. Okay. How about by the end of the year?
from there at $10, is it going to go up or down? It does say it's going to go up from there by the end of the year. All right. Doesn't look like it's going to go up that much more. Let's see. Let me put my feet at the end of December here. Sort of stand on the end of the calendar. Oh, okay. So at the end of the year, it's breaking around 20. So probably closer to 19. That's weird.
Okay.
Let me try again. Let me just check. Putting my feet on the end of the calendar. It's Christmas in 2022. Looking on my phone. It's persistence. What do we see? Yeah, it's breaking at 19.
Okay.
So that might mean between 18 and 19.
Okay. So someone's asking. So there has been. I won't front load you here, but let's go back to Bitcoin because we didn't discuss that. Being by the end of this year, locate Bitcoin and tell me what you see the ultimate high, the highest point it reaches by New Year's. Let's just say that.
Oh, we're going to go out just a little bit more?
Yeah, just a little bit. I want to see how this year finishes out for Bitcoin because I've heard some pretty outrageous prices. I'm not a buyer at.
Okay. What do we say the price was right now?
Price is 56.3.
All right. Let's confirm it's going to go up by the end of the year, January 1st. Yes, it is. Almost got like a duh on that one.
Oh, eventually.
Okay. Okay, so 6.
Guys, how's my mic level doing? You guys that are listening here, I'm sitting back away from the mic because I'm not trying to clear my throat in the mic here because my voice is. Can everybody hear me well enough, or do I need to speak up or move closer?
I'm still getting, it's breaking at 64.
Okay. So there's predictions for $100,000 Bitcoin. I'm not convinced of it. I don't see justification for it. You know, eventually yes, but not. I don't see justification for it. So 64, I can be a believer at 64 for the end of the year. So, all right. Okay, so I want to see if I can get a couple of really quick movers. So let's talk about XYO. That thing is just all over the board. XYO, that was one that you got a vision of.
Yeah.
And you hit it. To your credit, you hit it. It did fantastic. You talked about it and it went up. So, but since then, it's just had a slow, steady give back. So now we're kind of at the 50%, or well, not 50%. We're down about 30% from our ultimate high. So current price for XYO is 0.0497. 0.0497.
Okay.
So what do you see? Let's just go to the end of the year on this one. What do you see the ultimate high being for between now and the end of the year?
See more of this one on a decline, a pullback. So I'm getting that it's going to go down some more. Yeah. We're not going to hit so much the ultimate highs or anything like that. Let's see. XYO.
So pretty much that move we just saw was that's going to be the last hurrah for the year.
It looks like it. Let me see if there's any more hurrahs. It looks like there might be one more little pop-up that you might be able to get some profit on.
Okay.
Depending on where you bought it.
Can you zero in on a percentage?
A percentage.
A percentage or a number?
A number, okay. So 40497. Like 53 cents, like 53.
Yeah, it's hardly impressive in this.
Right.
So I think party's over for the year on XYO is basically. I kind of suspected as much. So I'll tell you one I've been watching Populous. Populous has been of great interest. I've been calling cycle moves on this thing just endlessly. About 12 of them in a row I've hit. So I'm expecting another one here any minute. So the question I'll pose to you is, can you find the coin called Populous, abbreviated PPT?
PPT.
And current price is, let's just call it 0.697. So give me a price between now and the end of the year, the ultimate high, the highest point we'll see between now and the end of the year. I'll say that, and I'll kind of front load you a little bit on this. I'll say that with full expectation that it's not going to hold ground. It'll most likely be like a wick up. But give me your impression of what you think.
Well, I see people falling on slippery leads, so this fall is definitely going to be a slip again. Well, as we head into winter here, but I see people walking on wet leaves, which is not the most steady thing.
Right.
So Populous, they're going to go up or down between now and the end of the year. Is that what we're looking at?
You're probably going to get a yes on both of those answers. Yes, I have an expectation that we're going to see another pump. So I'll after you do your prediction, I'll kind of fill in the gap on what I'm thinking here. But just basically for now, just give me what you think the highest high between now and the end of the year will be.
Okay. I'll just use the chart for this one. Hold on. My chart. Let's see. I'm just seeing, it says, hold on, I'm definitely getting like $1.20, like 120.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing. That's all I'm getting for the end of the year.
Okay. So let me fill this in for those of you that are looking at my screen. You can't see my screen from where you're at, correct?
Nope, I'm looking at my phone on Coinbase.
Okay. All right. So let me go back and explain to folks that are new with me here. So I use automated intelligence bots to decipher basically statistical probabilities, and that's what you're looking at here. So I have kind of formed a thesis that somebody out there is using a bot to manipulate the price of Populous, and it's hitting about every 4.25 days. It's spiking, and just about damn near perfectly. There, and I've hit just about every single one of these. Now, as this is happening, it's going on a slow decline, but it's still spiking. 20 to 25 to 15% was the last one, if I remember correctly. And I had told folks on live stream and people that are in the VIP chats over at the unfairadvantage.chat, I told them I think we're going to get one more small one, and then we're going to get a big one. And I said I don't know that necessarily how high the big one's going to be, but I had some predictions, and that was my ultimate high right there, what she just said. So basically, you're looking at probably we're going to get one more that's probably going to go maybe just tap up here into the green a little bit, come back down, go down to the red line, And then when we do finally get the big one, she's going to probably shoot all the way up here. And that would not surprise me at all, because basically if you guys go back and you understand the way that I chart stuff, we have something called an opening and a closing move. That would fall just exactly where it needs to, with an opening and a closing move. So very nice. That's one to be looking forward to. So you folks that have been tracking Populous with me, pay very, very close attention to what this lady just said, because I'm in complete agreement with it. $1.20, is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it in the least little bit, if not more. So, all right.
Yay. I do see a balloon when you said possibly more, and I saw a balloon pop up like it has the potential to go higher.
This coin has been as high as $90. I mean, it was just massively inflated, and then it just fell out of bed, and it's just never been that high. But you know, given time, this thing is going to come around. But right now, it's just got a lot. It's got a lot of bad PR because it got delisted from Binance and stuff like that. And I've been over that several times and talked about that. So it's not a bad coin, not by any stretch of the imagination. Here's one I want to talk about, because some people really get kind of freaked out by this coin because it just kind of seems a little New World Order-ish. But there's a coin called Internet Computer. Are you familiar with it? Abbreviation ICP.
ICP, never heard of it. You said Internet Computer, okay.
And the logo is kind of like an infinity symbol and like a rainbow infinity symbol.
If I can find it on the internet so I can take a look at it. I like looking at the symbols. It helps.
Right.
Oh, I see it. Okay, like a
kind of reddish blue
side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what's the question?
Current price is $40.32. So I think this one is brewing. I don't expect it to be anything major for a while, but when it is, it's going to be crazy. But I'd still nonetheless like to know how it's going to finish out this year. So two questions. I'd like to know how it finishes out this year and how it finishes out next year. So give me the highest price between now and New Year's Eve this year.
Okay, so January 1st of 2022, and then you're looking for December of 2022?
Either way, January 1st, 2022. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Threw me off there, yes.
Yeah, me too. I threw myself off, but it's okay. I have a calendar next to me, and I kind of put my finger on the calendar and go, hey, what's going on here? And hey, what's going on there? So we're looking for highs for ICP. Hold on. Now, what's the price right now?
Currently, it's $40.17.
Okay. I'm still getting like 50 or a low 50. Let me check real quick. You said it was 40, so let's see what it does. Okay. It's breaking at 46, but I got as high as 52. So I feel like I'm mushing my feet in quicksand here, like the ground is squishy, like it's not solid or confirmed yet.
Sure.
It's not quicksand, it's like squishy wet, not even wet sand. Okay. Like I'm standing in kinetic sand and it's squishing through my toes.
Okay.
So I'm like, that's a big difference in prices. Usually they're closer together, but that one is not.
Well, this tends to roll in that range. Like I'm just on my screen here, I'm seeing as low as 40 and as high as 53. So it could be done in a short period of time. So
yeah.
So again,
it looks like that one has some outside influences, and people haven't quite made up their mind yet.
That's kind of my take on this. Is there's very little doubt
the powers that be behind this. We'll discuss that in a second. So let's finish out the end of 2022. What do you see for that?
Oh yeah, forgot about that, didn't I? Or I did. Let's see. End of 2022. How does Populous feel? Hold on. Okay, I see it as a balloon. It's going straight up.
This is Internet Computer.
Oh, I'm
Internet Computer.
Internet Computer, ICP, right?
Correct.
Okay. I see it like a balloon. Because I was asking, okay, what's it going to do at the end of the year? Up, down, what are you doing? Okay, this is kind of weird. I let go of it, and then it's like it lost some of its air, and it was like, and I thought it was going to drop to the ground, and then it plumps up like a big helium balloon, and it just starts going up, and it feels like a big heavy balloon, but it's going up. So I'm not sure what that means. Somewhere in the year, it does a bunch of weird squiggly, like somebody let the air out, and it's just flying all around in all directions.
Right.
And then it like stops in midair, and then it goes, whoop, and it turns into this big old balloon like a beach ball. But it still has a tail on it like a balloon, and it's rising.
So basically, it's going to hit its use case at some point in the middle of next year.
Okay.
Is my interpretation of that.
I have no idea what that means, but it sounds great. So it's going to be a much bigger balloon than it starts out with right now. It looks like it's about at least 2.5 times the size of what it started out as, and then it starts this slow but steady rise up.
Okay.
But it's going to be all over the place in the middle.
That's not surprising. What do you see a price being? The ultimate high.
Sorry.
The ultimate high. No, it's fine. What do you see the ultimate high being between now and the end of 2022?
All right, so end of 2022, the highest price between now and then. It's breaking at 120.
Yes. Okay.
So between 110, 120.
Okay, that's a gain I wouldn't deny for it. So let's take a look at the people that are behind this, because this is a rather interesting coin, and it makes. Without kind of getting into the history, you guys can do your own research and stuff. This is a different type of coin. It's kind of it can be implemented to be kind of nefarious if it's used incorrectly. So could you give us an insight into the mind of the developers and the people that control this?
Do you have a name or a group for me?
I do not. If anybody
That's okay.
does, yeah. Let's take a look at the developers or the people that are responsible for the creation of this.
It looks kind of like Geek Squad type. Just kind of pull the balloon away, and I see them typing away on their little computers with their little horn-rimmed glasses. They don't look particularly old. It looks like the ones that are actually designing it are kind of younger, shabby nerds.
Right. Are they the ones that instituted the creation of this, or was this given to them as an assignment by a higher power?
It feels like they got a piece of paper, several like stacks of paper, and they were looking through it. Can you do this?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Oh, this is cool." And then they just started working on it, but it doesn't look like they're designing it. It looks like they're creating it, but they weren't the ones who initially. Let me see who's handing them the paper. It's a big hand. It's a man's hand. It's got an expensive watch.
So we have a founder's name just came in, Dominic Williams. He's the founder and chief scientist. So can you locate Dominic Williams, founder of ICP, and give us some insight on him?
He's the guy in the suit. He's right in front of me with the watch on.
Okay.
He's kind of got a big chest. That doesn't necessarily mean he's big chested in real life, but he's definitely a head honcho type. looking at his watch. He actually has more than one watch on. Like, he's got a time schedule. He's in charge. Get this done. And then he keeps looking at his watch like he's got a timeline that he's trying to keep. He's pointing at other people, you, and you. What are you doing? Why is this taking so long? Hurry up. Let's get on top of this. And then he's looking at his phone for other meetings and stuff, and he's very busy. It's like he's managing multiple projects and multiple aspects. And I see, okay, so the programmers are like sitting at a kindergarten-sized table with their computers, like he sees them as much younger and lesser than he is, but there's like a table full of these kids who are working, but they're grown men and their knees are kind of pushed up around them like they're at a table that's too short for them. Okay. So I don't think their ideas are taken into consideration. He doesn't look at them like they're equals.
So there are excuse me, I get my voice is giving out on me. There are some big companies like IBM that are behind this, and this is why I'm most interested in this project, because IBM has a somewhat sketchy history. If you understand, if you know IBM's history. They were involved in World War II in not some very pleasant ways, and so their history with computing has been a little sketchy to begin with, and their involvement in the good and bad side of technology. So I'm watching this, but do you get any? What's your general sense of this coin?
Okay, let me tell you what my general sense of this guy is. He almost looks like mafioso, like big-chested. Kind of a cool suit, kind of authoritarian. This is how it's going to be. Not really looking for any input from the people who are actually doing the typing and the programming and the computer work. Like, he doesn't hear do your work. Like, here, do your work, get this done, managing the timeline. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from him, or who he represents.
Okay.
Not an egalitarian relationship at all. Those people designing it don't have any power.
As is quite normal with a lot of these projects. So a lot of these, and I'll speak broadly on this because I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but what a lot of people don't realize with a lot of these projects that are being done, they are funded by government entities, and a lot of people don't realize that. So, if IBM has got their hands in it, you can pretty much bet the government does too. And generally what you'll find with these projects is they'll put like 10 projects out there, and they'll compete teams against each other. Like, I'm just going to just pull some in general. Like, they might create internet computer. They'll say, okay, here's a list of parameters we want you to do. They'll put one guy, and it could be this guy. We'll say, okay, we'll call you the founder, and you go with that. And then they'll set up somebody on something like Ethereum, and then they'll set up something like Bitcoin. And they'll let these teams compete and to see who comes up with the best product. But at the end, behind this, you do have governments that are government three-letter agencies that are a lot more deeply behind this stuff than most people want to probably realize. And so in the not to segue too far off of this, because I'll get onto this on my own private show and my own private rant when I tell my stories and stuff. But I will be talking about here coming up about how I watch this coin with great interest, because the one thing I do want you guys to be very aware of is this technology that we're playing with right now. We're playing with a giant bear trap. This is the makings of our own imprisonment, and there's no kind way to put this. And so if we let this technology get away from us, it will own us and it will control us. And so the one thing, like today, for example, I went out and made a very large purchase of silver, and I did that for the reason that I don't want to be completely beholden to crypto, because you guys, I know that the life-changing money that's going to come from this, it's coming. Make no mistake about it. But there is a point at which you need to exit this and get out of the matrix, so to speak. Would you agree with me, Veronica?
I do. It's digital, and there's a whole lot of things going to be happening in the future where there'll probably be a breakdown. I see like the electricity is cracking. like it's not a smooth flow.
Yep.
And that becomes a problem.
Yep. So I always leave yourself a plan B. I mean, I live my life by always having plan A and plan B. I mean, I've met no shortage of you guys that are in my groups that, excuse me, that are using all of their spare money in this. And that's, when you haven't got an awful lot, you got to buy that hopeful winning lottery ticket. I get that. But when you do see a relative amount of success from this, I want you guys to always be thinking, don't double down on the same crap table. Diversify a little bit, and I just kind of want to constantly stick that in your subconscious while I'm doing these shows, is to let you know you should be looking at other things in crypto, because one pony won't get you there. In the future, we're headed towards. So, all right.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's get on to the next one here real quick. So I want to talk about T-Fuel, because this is, speaking of ponies here. Can everybody hear me okay? I'm sitting back from the mic a little bit here. I don't want to sound all gravelly in the phone here. So I want to try and find a couple of coins for the guys that are in the group once in a while that they can flip their money in and out and stuff like that, because it's fun. It gets boring to watch these things. Buying and holding is not sexy, and trust me, I know. And so there's a few coins that I never think you can go wrong with, and T-Fuel is one of them. Right now, I think we are at a fairly stable price, but I want to get your input on that. So locate the coin known as T-Fuel.
Okay.
Current price is 29. Let's just call it 29.5 cents. 29.5 cents. Give me the ultimate highest price between now and the end of the year.
Okay. Okay. Let's see, is it going to go up or down? Up or down by the end of the year? It does say up. Okay. So, putting my finger on the calendar. It's breaking at 45, 46.
All right, not bad. 45, 46. All right, so you're not looking at an awful lot of time left in this year to not double your money, but do pretty respectable. So, and honestly, my opinion, and I don't hand out financial advice, you guys know that, but it's real hard to get hurt on this coin. So. I would be a believer on that. So just for the fun of it, I actually have a lower possible buy-in. Let's do the reverse of that. Can you give me the low between now and the end of the year, the lowest that we'll hit? Currently we're at 29.295. How much lower can we go between now and the end of the year?
Okay. It's breaking at 25, so closer to 26, not much lower.
Yeah, there it is. So this is my prediction, guys. And again, she can't see my screen here, so my prediction is literally right there, right at 26. Would you say 26 what?
Oh, you want
No.
more?
Are you comfortable with 26, or you want 26 and some change, or what do you want?
Let's see. What did I say it broke at?
I don't know. I was typing. I wasn't listening.
Okay, I'm sorry. So let me see. 30, 29, 6. Yeah, 25, 26. All I see is 1, 2, 3. So I'm guessing somewhere in that arena.
Yeah,
it doesn't give me a down to the penny, but
about 26.3. What you're saying? 0.263.
Yeah.
All right.
because it said 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Like a kindergarten song, 1, 2, 3.
Cool. All right. Well, that's right in the range where we're at. So, if you guys are looking to flip something, you really can't get hurt at a 23-cent T fuel, because the upside of that is going to be a hell of a lot higher. So, as I see it anyway. All right. Close out a few of these here so I can get. I think I got a couple others here I wanted to get. We did want to do Sandbox. Sandbox, locate Sandbox. I think you and I talked about that. You heard us talk a little bit about that in Vegas.
The problem is when you guys ask me questions in kind of a meditative, intuitive state, I don't actually remember anything. So that's really disappointing for me. And I'm like, oh, what should I be investing in? I have no idea. It's so sad.
All right. So
Sandbox
is related to the metaverse. It's a metaverse coin. Metaverse is Meta is going to be the new name for Facebook, and that's going to be the whole online world that Zuckerberg's creating and whatnot. So this is one of the integral that's one of the integral parts of this is Sandbox. And so current price is $6.50.
Okay.
It is done very well and plateaued recently. So, how do you see this ending for the year?
I'm seeing kind of like a thumbs down, wah, wah, wah. So I don't think you're going to get much higher than it is now, from the sound of that. Is it going to go higher than 654? Yeah. Okay, it says it will. Interesting. But I'm still hearing that wah, wah, wah. Let's see.
Do you think it'll drop before it raises?
No, it's going to go up a little bit more. Let me just see what it looks like on the chart. So, looks like there's another little jog up, and then it kind of does its little downward motion scissor thing that it's doing. Like it's going to have another peak. But let's see what that peak would be. So 654. So 650. 7, 30. And it's breaking like at 725, 730. So maybe a little bit of a jog up.
Okay, so it's going to be a 50% move. So, to give you guys clarity on exactly what she just said, there's a trend line breaking right through the middle of that 50% right there. That's exactly right. $7.23 is about $7.23, $7.30 right there. So, all right. So that's between now and the end of the year, correct?
Yep, looks like.
Okay, so just to kind of continue this, you guys know how I do charts and stuff like that. It's going to be of no surprise how this is going to end. So I'll leave that well enough alone for the guys that done. So hold on just a second here. All right. So I think the better part of the profit has been played out for the year for Sand, and so that's probably true of any meta coin. There was a lot of hype about Metaverse when it first came out, and people were clamoring to get anything that had any association, and we just saw a great takeoff in that. So no surprise. Gala would be the same thing. Gala is another Metaverse coin, and it is following pretty much the same trajectory here. And just for fun, I'm gonna outline this and see if you come up with anything close on that. So find the coin, locate the coin known as Gala, Gala, Gala. That's the coin that's got the box as the logo. If you remember that from last week, it's kind of like 3 G's that form together into a box.
Yeah, I'm looking at the box on Coinbase because it has my little logos, you know.
Oh, is that what you're looking at? Okay.
Yeah, I have to look at the logo.
Right.
It's helpful. Okay.
So current
Alright.
price is basically 0.542.
542. Okay.
What do you see the high, ultimate high being between now and the end of the year?
Hold on. High. Let's see if it's going to go up or down. Looks like it's going to have a little pop up there. It'll have something. Okay. So 54. The high by the end of the year. For me, it's breaking at 60.
60.
Cents.
That's
Not dollars.
That's not much of a run.
It's not.
Okay. So basically, it's staying just inside that channel there. So that's pretty much where it's going to be for. All right. Okay. So again, another metaverse coin that's kind of played out for a while. See if I can find anything else here that we wanted to discuss.
Unless they can find some way to make a party out of it, or make it excitement, or whoop it up, or something like that, kind of artificially inflate it.
It's kind of hard. Anytime you get like a giant run up from just this all of this media blitz that happened, it was just a feeding frenzy of association. And anytime we see that, you know, I'm very often I'm telling the guys in the group, don't ever join that when it's in mid process. I mean, if you're in the know, you got in early, or you were an early true believer, do it. But you know, once it's underway, don't join that, because it'll turn on you and bite you. And as you can clearly see here by looking at the charts, is exactly what it would do. So locate Algo, ALGO, Algorand.
Algo.
So current price is $1.87. And what do you see the price being between now and the end of the year for the ultimate high?
Let's see if it's going up or down. Let me look at the symbol real quick. Got it. Says it's going up. Let's see what it's going up to. Buck 87. Okay. It's breaking for me. Oh, breaking kind of high. Let's see. Like at 244.
Okay, that's right about where I just forecasted it. All right, so that's fallen TA pretty well. So not bad. So Algo, and that's not out of the realm of recent highs and stuff like that. So Algorand, just for the heck of it, let's run that one to the end of 2022. What do you see that one doing?
2022. Let's see if it's going to go up or down at the end of 2022. Yeah, that's a strong swing in the upward direction. So definitely a higher price. It's breaking at 5, but let me see what that is. Breaking at like 460.
That doesn't shock me. That doesn't shock me at all. Okay. All right. So that's part of a group of coins that I refer to as the ISO coins. These are big bank, big money, the big boy coins. We'll just call them. So I'm gonna just leave this one sitting there by itself for right now. We're gonna do a collection of these all together to kind of watch them move together. But that doesn't surprise me because 2022 is when the infrastructure is going to start to really build out, and to see this move in tandem with that does not surprise or shock me at all. So that's well within what I expected to be. Okay. All right. Well, let me take a real quick peruse through here real quick. My voice is just about to start. Oh, we got Matic, and let's see. Any ones you want to talk about? Anything come to mind you've bumped across recently?
I've bumped across nothing recently except, laundry and basketball games with my daughter. That's
All right.
I wish I had more to contribute. I'll see if I can do better next week.
It's all right. It's all right. So I'm off my game here a little bit. This is kind of an impromptu show. I feel like I swallowed liquid barbed wire. My throat is absolutely killing me here, so I'm not doing it all. So, all right. So locate Sushi Swap. This is one that I like Sushi Swap because when it's down, it comes back. Oh, good Lord! This thing just has a habit of just the most wild mood swings, and it's in the decline right now. So find Sushi Swap, and what do you see the ultimate high being between now and the end of the year?
Okay.
Current price is $7.27.
You doke. Yeah, that coin does like to move around a bit, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. One of the calls I did was I called it like 8 hours before it took off. I said this thing's about ready to go, and it went 300%.
Oh, beautiful. All right, so Sushi Swap, it's like 7.25 or something like that right now.
7? Yep, 727.
Alrighty. So let's find out. Right now, in the end of the year, the Sushi Swap going to go. Look at the symbol. Is it going to go up or down? Okay, it says up. How far it wants to go by the end of the year. It looks like it's breaking at 8:30, but I'm getting a bunch of little pokes, like grass. Okay, so if you're looking at a chart like it's grass, and if you were to chart grass, it goes up and down, and there's a few long pieces in there.
Wicks, scam wicks running up. That's exactly what I expect for sushi. So if you got an order in, it could possibly jump up even higher, and you could probably get filled on it if you had an order that was in. That's the kind of stuff I expect of Sushi Swap. So
yeah, it feels like, okay, when I'm looking at it, it looks like a tire rolling down the road, and it's rolling along, and it hits a little bump, and that little bump shouldn't send it flying, but it does. Like it should go bumpity 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 down the road, but it's like boing boing.
okay.
Which is kind of funny to me.
Okay.
But the high by the end of the year, 7, 8, 9. So if I do it in broad strokes and I go 7, 8, 9, it's breaking at 9. So let's start at 8. 8, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. It's breaking 860, 850.
$8.50?
Mm-hmm.
Final offer?
Final offer.
Okay. All right. Good enough. It's that would probably. I bet it goes a little bit lower before it starts to go back up. That might be the start of a run up. So it kind of feels like that. And these things gotta go into a really deep V. They hit the bottom and then they turn and they just continue up and up and up. That's kind of always been the way this is. It runs in very wide, large waves. So not surprising at all. All right. Last one we're going to do tonight here is going to be Matic. Matic is one that's had a pretty good couple of weeks. So locate Matic.
Okay.
Price $2.11 currently. So now the question on this one, since it's been running up pretty consistently, we had a platinum member that was owning this and was in a lot of profit, and right about here, she said, "Should I sell it?" And I said, "I would." And I didn't say I would. I kind of nodded and pointed at it, and she did. So, and it went down after that. So, my feeling is it's pretty much done for a while, and I think it's ready for a pullback. So, how do we want to phrase this question? Can you give me the low and the high between now and the end of the year?
Okay.
That'll answer my question whether it's going to go down before it goes up.
Right.
Give me the low before the high.
Okay. December 2021. Okay. Okay. There we go. How low can you go? Like $1.87.
All right, bottom of that. I just reconfigured that box. So basically, the bottom of that blue box is it right there, just like I said. Okay, so that would be pretty believable. That's what they would refer to as a healthy pullback. So from that, what would the high be between now and the end of the year?
Doesn't look like it wants to go too much higher than it is now. Let's see. So from $1.87, where's the high? Where are you going to go up to? Or even from here? Like 227.
Yeah, that would put it.
But I'm hearing you'll be lucky if you get that.
Yeah. So there's your zone between now and the end of the year, guys. That's to be completely expected. So all in all, though, let me kind of put a good face on that. As I squish this down, you can see what it's loading up to do. If it wants to play out, what you're looking at is a very long, protracted bull flag. So it bodes well going into next year for Matic. So my thoughts on this would be, if you can buy this down here at this area here where she said, and I've shown, $1.87, $1.90 safely. It's a Coinbase coin. You can get it basically anywhere. If you can do a pre-order for like that, I wouldn't be ashamed to own it at that point in time, and then ride the next way up. So we have her real name is Liz. Nobody knows who she is. So Liz, if you're listening, there's your buy right there. Okay, so that will do it for tonight because my voice has basically had it. Thank you so much for kind of doing a quickie here with me, getting this knocked out for everybody. I appreciate it. So, you guys, if you like what you hear here, I'll be a little bit more on my game when my voice comes back and I'm getting my kidney stones all in order and everything else. I'm a mess. I'm a work in progress. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Red Baron. I'm from the unfairadvantage.chat. We'd love to have you join us. It's free to join. Just simply come on in and you can get all of our predictions and see and meet our group. And if you're looking for a group of people to be involved in that are not, spammers and haters and stuff like that, if you really want to learn and get into a community that's really a good community that has your best interest in mind, we'd love to have you join us. So join us at the unfairadvantage.chat, link in the description box below. And if you'd like to take advantage of these charts that I'm using that have automated intelligence AI readings built into them, you can do that at fibicharts.com. Also, you can see those at the description box below. And until next time, I'll be with you. So be safe, be good, and be good at it.